is super busy. I'm going to cut out then. So his hands are big like that because of the strong hands, that threw the rock. But it was said that he had very strong hands. That's why the hands are depicted bigger. I want to see if so I didn't know if you wanted, since that's a small area right there, we could start over there and get the pictures. You good with that? So like I said, statue of David right here, and we got some paintings and some other stuff over here. All right, here we go. So we're looking at Giuliano Guardini, Firenze, 1475 to 1555. This is Madonna col Bambino e San Giovanni. Madonna and Child with the young Saint John. This is the Sacrifice of Isaac, 1585, done by Stefano Pieri. See if I can actually... Yeah, right? You saw that? It was cold out that day, LBG. Holy Family with young St. John the Baptist is this photo right here. This was done by Pier Francesco Focci. He only lived to be 65. And then this one here is Allegoria of Fortitude. Allegoria della Fortezza.
That's Hercules struggling with the lion.
Okay, that's Hercules right there, struggling with the lion. And this big one is the Immaculate Conception. Conception of Mary, introduced in the iconography and in the Catholic practice in the second half of the 15th century, was controversial for many years, becoming an official dogma only in 1854 at the decision of Pope Pius IX. From above, God the Father points to the Redeemer, symbolized by the sacrificial lamb, which bears an inscription of Greek taken from the Apocalypse of John. I'll just show this real quick. This is like the inscription. Okay. I'll be headed that way too. I'll meet you in the statue room, I guess, right? Okay. That's the lamb right there that they're pointing at. Then this is Santa Barbara. is just a figure. This is the Trinity and St. James the Great, Augustine, Philip, and Crispinus. So this all right here, this city, Florence, is said to have the most Renaissance art in the world. Not just Renaissance, but all historical. And a lot of places are named from UNESCO. This is Madonna and Child, this young St. John and an angel. So there's David again. Just look at the masterpiece of this. Let's see what this shows right here. I'll go ahead and read this just in case you guys can't see. You're I'm trying to get it to focus in. So, nor has there ever been seen a pose so fluent or a gracefulness equal to this, or feet, hands, and head so well related to each other with quality, skill, and design. With these words, Giorgio Vasari attempts to define the reasons behind the marvel that the vision of David provokes in the observer. He continues by stating that the statue so far surpasses both in beauty and technique ancient and modern statuary that one needn't bother seeing other works in sculpture. At the end of 1501, Michelangelo obtained the permission of the Opera del Duomo to work a block of marble, which had been abandoned in the courtyard of the Cathedral of Florence for the creation of the figure of a young hero, subsequently placed in front of Palazzo Vecchio in Piazza Signori. It has always been a subject of debate among scholars whether David is represented before or after his victory over Goliath. His sling is also barely visible, as though to emphasize how David owed his victory not to brutal force, but to his intellect and to his innocence. As soon as it was placed in front of Palazzo Vecchio, the statue became a symbol of liberty and of civic pride for the Florentine Republic. Surrounded by hostile enemies, the city identified itself with the young hero who, with the help of God, had defeated a much more powerful foe. In 1873, Michelangelo's statue was brought here to the tribune of the Galleria, built expressly for it, and only in 1908 was it substituted in Piazza Signoria by the marble copy still there today. The bronze copy found in Piazzale Michelangelo overlooking Florence was done in 1866. So this kind of gives you the rear. This is just amazing. Then you got a hallway full of other paintings. So this one here is the Deposition of Christ, 1560 to 1561. How is that room?
It's busy. She's going up there. That stuff's all like 12th century.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
This is Madonna enthroned with child, the young St. John, St. Lucius, or Lucia, Cecilia, Apollonia, Agnes, Catherine, Elizabeth, and allegorical figures of the active and the contemplative life, 1575. LBG, how's this coming through? Is it coming through all right, or is it all messed up? I don't know how well the connection is in here, so this is Annunciation.
Time and they can meet you out front.
Okay, if you want, yeah, I do want to go in
Yeah.
there, so, okay.
Okay.
All right, babe. All right. Tato, what's up, man? Master New, what's going on? All right, cool. Alessandro Alorti, Coronation of the Virgin, 1593. So it's hard to see everything in here. Living the dream as well. Living the dream as well. Always, man. Always. So, Baptism of Christ, 1589. So, this is the Accademia Galleria, the museum in Florence, Italy. St. Peter healing a lame man. And as you see over there, the statue of David. And this one right here is another Annunciation, 1603, by Alessandro Alorti. And we got a lot of people around here, so Santi di Tito, Deposition of Christ with the Virgin, St. John the Baptist, and St. Catherine of Alexandria and the Patron, 1592. Oil on wood. And again, statue of David. Alright, so this is where the wife didn't want to go at first because it was super crowded, so I think she still continued in here. We're going to walk in here right now. Oh, these are all marble.
You cannot go in. Maybe something happened, I don't know. We are not allowed to come in.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this room is exactly, but I'm trying to get it to focus in down there. Right? This is supposed to be the biggest collection of UNESCO World Heritage Site, like artwork and stuff as well.
es a partir del siglo V del Renacimiento que digamos que es la Italia, los paisajes. Como ven, la mayoría de estas pinturas tienen el fondo color oro. El oro era simbólico, representaba...
Right? Definitely icons, man. Definitely icons. Matteo di Pacino. Vision of Saint Bernard and Saints. 1365. So the Medici family was very famous in Florence. They started a bank, one of the first banks here. Yes, yes. So the Medici family actually collected a lot of stuff. The gallery where the Venus statue or Venus painting is, where the birth of Venus, that's in a place called Uffizi. Thank you, sorry. But that is basically just Italian for offices. That used to be just for their family. And then it became government offices, and now it's open to the public. Yeah, so this one's 1356, and it was in a piazza. Yes, Protectors of Da Vinci. Kind of tells you where this stuff is. Coronation of the Virgin, 1372 to 1373, unknown provenance. The painting was executed for the Florentine Zecca, the mint where the florin was coined and one of the richest guilds of medieval Florence. The prophets, Isaiah and Ezekiel, loom over the Virgin's crowning, which takes place in the presence of a good number of saints, chosen among the ones most worshipped in the city of Florence. The coat of arms of guilds and Florentine families appeared at the base. The one at the ends are fruit of modern restoration among the painters recalled in documents for the realization of the work. Jacob Cini seems to have played a more important role than his colleagues Simone and Niccolao. Rostradamus, thanks for those sparks. I appreciate it. So here's some more. 1359. 1365 this one is. We're going to go see the statue of David one more time before we go, just because we have to. So this right here, the painted cross and the crowning of the mystic pelican, 1310 to 1350. So, alright, so it says that the figure of the pelican that rips open its breast, the fetus young, symbolizes the sacrifice of crucified Christ. So when you go up on the top, you can see it. At the top of that one. Then if we continue over here, this one, Okay, just a painted cross from 1285 to 1295 from the monastery on the coast of San Giorgio in Florence. So the Medici family went around and actually took a lot of art from around the world. It's just like the basilica, the sundial. I'll definitely look into that in Amsterdam for the road trips. Why is it not focusing in? Give me a second. All right, there we go.
Because here, this is from Galleria, that was commissioned this top. This was Santa Croce, the Church of Santa Croce. We have the story of
Yes, the Medici family was a bunch of gangsters. One of the richest families in Europe at one time. Considered the richest family, if I remember correctly. You would think that they would have to have, so this is head of the shepherd and herds, 1315 and 1325. So this is a humidifier that's in here. That's wild. There is nothing to it's weird because there's no AC in here really. I mean, there is, but it's still hot and it's not kicking AC, which means that I think these would be ruined if it was the normal climate and stuff like that, or like it has to be their normal climate. So just so you guys can see this again before I exit out of here and go outside. Statue of David again. And these are all marble pieces of Michelangelo throughout the time of trying to get a lot of this stuff done, or different representations. As you can see, most of the people crowd around the David. Let's go ahead and get this on stream. There we go. And the David in the background. What up, what up, what up? There we go. Yeah, I'm going to have to definitely check out that art museum. I know there's some good ones over there. My camera just keeps on fading in and out. Statue incomplete, Prigione. See, that's what it's saying basically, is that these are incomplete. Yes, it is. But a lot of people don't know that the block of marble he cut it out of, other people in the cathedral or the piazza of where it was, other people were not able to do it. They said that it was bad marble, and then he came along and tried it. So the four statues were originally commissioned by Pope Julius II, Giuliano della Rovera, for his own tomb. Began to work on the funerary monument destined for St. Peter's Basilica as early as 1505. The original project underwent numerous modifications over the course of time. The Pope himself suspended work on it, and after his death, his heirs resumed the task of its completion, which was interrupted and delayed by other works undertaken by the artist. Finally, in 1545, the tragedy of the sepulchre, as it was termed, came to an end, and the final tomb was placed in the Roman church of St. Pietro in Vincoli. Michelangelo had envisioned a sort of funerary chamber decorated with statues depicting figures from the Old and the New Testaments, as well as allegories of the arts and the virtues triumphant over the vices, which were later replaced by allegories of the soul. Imprisoned in the flesh, the prisoners in 1534, when Michelangelo left Florence to take up permanent residence in Rome, the prisoners today housed in the Accademia were left unfinished in his workshop. After the artist's death, his nephew Leonardo Buonarroti donated the statues to Cosimo I de' Medici, who had Bernardo Bontalenti placed them in a man-made grotto in Boboli Gardens. 1909, when the original sculptures were moved to the Accademia, they were replaced in the Boboli Grotto by plaster copies. Other statues that were also made for the tomb but never used are the two slaves in the Louvre Museum in Paris and the Victory in the Palazzo Vecchio in Florence. The sculpture St. Matthew was commissioned to Michelangelo in 1503 as the first of the series of 12 statues that were to have decorated the tribune of the Cathedral of Florence. The project was never carried out, and the sculpture laid abandoned until 1834, when it was transferred to the Accademia and placed in the Gallery. The statue's taut and swollen neck muscles and the arm straining forcefully towards the rear as if to check the forward movement on the figure's bent leg are immediately evident in the statue and express the contrast between matter and idea, between finite and infinite in Michelangelo and the incarnation of interior torment that envelopes the human soul. Oh, most definitely. And benvenuto, Almighty. Thanks for that follow. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. We're going to go take a look in this room here. There's another statue right here. I believe so. I do believe so. A lot of people say, well, it's getting really bad, I guess, now from what I've been reading, but a lot of people say it's a lot smaller and not impressive in real life, the Mona Lisa. This is Rape of the Sabines. This is a sculpture that represents an older man defeated by a young and vigorous opponent who grasps a young woman with a forceful gesture. The three-figure composition derives from Giambologna's study of two-figure sculptural groups during his youth when he was commissioned the pendant statue to Florence, triumphant over Pisa. Grab the cannolis and leaves the gun. That's right. Yeah, Almighty Josh, I do appreciate that follow. Skeet, what's going on? How'd your interview go, man? Vitamin D, what's up? How you doing? Culture Day, always Culture Day, man. You guys missed the Statue of David and everything. I got my wife and son waiting for me outside, probably all pissed off because they gotta wait. But these paintings are like 1400s, 1300s, 1200s. Just an amazing collection of art.
She said she doesn't speak.
Right now I'm in Florence. I'm at the Galleria of Academia, which houses a lot of artwork throughout time, and a statue of David that's famous. That was done by Michelangelo. Here's the back of that one statue with the three people, the rape of the Venus. So like when you go over here, like this is 1460. This is Nativity for Prophets. This here is Dispute over the Immaculate Conception, 1521 is this painting. Just how well preserved they are here too. It's amazing. Alright, we're going to continue on. Yeah, but I think to get out of here, I got to go back by the statue of David. So if you're just now joining the channel, you guys can go ahead and check out the statue of David, which is pretty amazing. I do want to see what this one is. 1437 Madonna of the Centola with Saints Catherine and Francis. Martyrdom of Saint Catherine. Transit of the Virgin. Saint Francis receives the stigmata.
Big salad.
Musical Instrument Museum. Yes, most definitely. Just to see how well they're preserved and the artwork from back then. I'm just looking to see if there's something like right here. Yeah, to see it because it's just amazing. Definitely amazing. Like, look at this. Texas Legend, good morning. How are you doing? So this is a violin from 1667. That first one was from 1650.
He was Stradivarius' teacher.
He was. Okay.
I like the Amati sound better than the Strad sound myself. So I'm like, oh, it's an Amati.
Well, you just taught me something, so I don't know too much about this stuff, which is cool. Okay.
So
That's a big violin.
Cello. Yeah,
okay,
well,
that's
actually that's a cello simply means big violin.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
Violin
All right.
And violino would be a little violin. Yeah, so these are the cellos. But that's what we call them. These are all cool.
And this is
The other
a
guys aren't the guys.
Amati. Okay, and Amati was Stradivarius' teacher.
I don't know who the other two are. But there we go. Can't shoot my friends.
Master Noob, that is true. I got you right there. Yeah, so Stradivarius, and then this is a Cinta. And then here is a Roccodoni, 1696. So this is the Grand Prince Fernando with the musicians, oil canvas from 1685, and they're unsure if it predates that. And then this one here is Musicians of Grand Prince Fernando, 1685 as well. We're going to see what this old thing is right over here in a second. Right? So this right here
Is a hammered dulcimer or a psalter.
okay.
Yeah, I have a friend who plays these. He runs around playing music from this time period, and he runs around in costume. He
Really?
travels to Italy to play in the streets as a street musician.
That's awesome.
He's back in the States now, but he was in Italy just last month.
So it says that this instrument was hammered. It
Hammered or
can be hammered or plucked. Was made especially for the Grand Duke Cosimo III, the Medici family again, the father of the Grand Prince Ferdinando. Very popular of the 16 and 1700s. Depends on the material from which it's made. Marble of 3 different qualities instead of wood. More of a decorative than functional use, although the instrument is actually playable. There are several other instruments made in marble in the same period: a guitar, a violin, and a few recorders. Yes, I believe so. Are you talking about one of the ones I showed before? So the lady I was speaking with says that actually the Amati sound better than the Stradivarius. It's just that Stradivarius just made it more famous. But yes,
This is the Strat.
here's a Strat right here. Let me see if I can. Trying to get it in there. Ah, come on. There you go. So 1645. I don't know.
And where's the? I just want to ask you, like, yeah, listen, I just want to ask you which one of the 6 on display.
And then here's another. So that one's like the big violin, the cello. And then here's a violin, a Stradivarius violin.
The one on the farthest to the left looks cool.
And this one is. No, you're
That's
fine.
what
You're
I
fine. From 1645. And so we're still going. All right. Nigir's benvenuto. Thanks for hitting that follow button. I appreciate it. This is a double bass anonymous. They don't know. It's just they're saying that this is a 18th century double bass. Yes, it does. Doesn't that? $1,000,000 right there. We should get it, right, LBG? This one here is 1750. These are Northern Italian School. All right, here's the 1645 to 1737 Stradivarius as well. Small for school. We got some other stuff in here. Piano, look at this thing. All right. Campsite manager, benvenuto, thank you. I appreciate that follow. I am in Italy. I'm in Florence, Italy right now. Old altered ego. I am in Florence right now. I am at a museum where the statue of David is. The Galleria Academia. We'll go check that out here in a second too. We just wanted to kind of see this stuff here. Oil on canvas. I just can't get it to zoom in. My phone, I need to get a new phone. Nice. Where are you going to be? You going to Florence? And where are you at? I should say, where are you going to be visiting from? So, Alessandro Cross. So flutes. Guitar with 6 strings. Piano guitar. 1793. 1774. Nicholas Dopfer.
Piano players prefer this because they do this. I am a violinist, so I'm like, no, this is no good. I decided not for me, but.
Trumpet, marine.
Trumpet marine is kind of stupid. There's only one string.
It probably has a weird sound.
I think it's just for demonstrating physics. I'm not
It could
why
be.
you would play it.
Pair of hurdy-gurdies.
Kind of interesting.
So piano keys and some strings. All right. Are you military? Or are you actually coming over here to visit? Altered ego.
Yeah, the very first cello.
Nice. Okay. Very nice. Yeah, I was just in Rome a couple days ago. Checked out the Vatican, the Colosseum, the Trevi Fountain. Took my son there because he's never been there. The Spanish Steps and so forth. All right. So we'll go by the David one more time, and then we got to exit. The wife's probably getting ready to kill me. Is what we're going to do is once I get to the David, we'll go ahead and end this broadcast for a minute. I'm going to use the restroom and then look for the wife and the son, figure out where else we want to go. I think we're talking about going over to the Uffizi Museum, which is where the Medici family basically kept all of their stuff. Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird. All these people taking pictures and stuff. I think they just figured I'm probably taking a picture or something. Whether I'm recording or not, there's no signs that says that you can't record. So that's where we're at. Yeah, just relax, camper. So here's the statue of David. If you guys want to see the beginning of the stream and me talk about some of the statues coming in and some of the paintings and everything, just go back, hit my past streams once it loads up on there. If you guys haven't already followed, I would appreciate it. They are free. They do help support and eventually get me up to my goal. Most definitely, Rashtradamus. I will let her know that you guys appreciated her. Let me hang out in here to show you guys everything. So we're going to end it on a note with the statue of David. You guys all have a beautiful day, and hopefully we'll find some places, and we'll be back here shortly once we find out where else we're going to go. Altered Ego Alter Ego, benvenuto. Thanks for hitting that follow button. I appreciate it. Molto grazie. All right, I will be back shortly, guys. Thank you.